Hi all, Plantside Agent here. Today we're going to do a comparison between the Widesea Cookset and the Jetboil Cookset. So if you're interested, stay tuned. Okay, let's get started. I recently did a video on the Widesea Cookset that I got off of AliExpress, and I'll leave that link to that video in the description. Also, I'll put some links on the videos I've done on the Jetboil down there also. And I do have a playlist on cooksets and stoves and burners and all of that if you're interested in it. Okay, what I'm going to be doing is at first I'll just do a quick comparison between the two cooksets, and then afterwards I'm going to be doing some boil tests to compare the performance of both cooksets. I'll be doing the Jetboil first, and then I'll be doing the Widesea. Now I'm just going to splice in the boil test I did when I did the review of this cookset. So if you've already seen that video and you don't care to watch it again, you can just skip past that. I will do a summation at the end over what I think about all of this. So I guess to get started, I'll just go over some quick details. Weight-wise, the Jetboil is a little bit lighter. I think it's made out of lighter material. That comes out at 14.1 ounces or 397 grams. The Widesea, a little heavier at 14.8 ounces or 418 grams. The pots themselves, this one's pot only is Widesea is 7.8 ounces or 219 grams. The pot for the Jetboil is 7.6 ounces or 216 grams. And the burners alone, the Jetboil is 4.4 ounces or 123 grams. The burner for the Widesea is 6.1 ounces or 171 grams. So this one's all around and a little bit lighter. And this also, the weight, total weight is the total kit weight. Now, for the total kit, I didn't include in the Widesea the French press screen. Just FYI. For the Jetboil, I did include the weight of the little cup that fits on the bottom of the pot. I'm going to give you a quick overview of the two stoves. I've got more detailed ones on the other videos, so I'll just make this kind of fast. Anyway, it's if you haven't seen these before, it's got a burner. Oops, has a burner. Connects to a fuel canister. You can use the small ones, which will fit inside the cookset. And of course, you can use any old canister if you want, but these won't fit inside either of the pots. All right, and like I say, you have the pot wrapped in neoprene, which helps insulate the pot. They lock in so that hopefully they won't slip off. That's this one. Same with the Jetboil. The finishing, I'll go over the two stoves independently and talk a little more about the finishing and the burners. But yeah, again, it locks in, attaches to the burner, has the lid, has the neoprene on the outside. What's kind of cool about the Jetboil, it has this little heat sensor, so when it starts to heat up, it changes color so you can see that it's boiling. Of course, you can usually hear it roaring inside when this thing gets going. But it's kind of an interesting feature. Let's see, not much. That's about it between how the two kits work. Again, this one's well balanced. Like I said before, I use it on my kayak so that it doesn't spill into my lap. Let's go ahead and compare the two burners. Make sure all this kind of stays in frame here. Been having trouble with keeping it centered above the plane at the bottom of the screen here, so I'm going to try to do better with that. As you can see, let's just see how that's going to look. Okay, let's get these two up. As you can see, the burner for the Jetboil, this is the Jetboil here. Okay, and this is the and over here is the Widesea. As you can see, burner for the Jetboil is much bigger and looks a little more refined. It's got a screen behind the little holes and many more holes. So that thing really goes to town. I might just light both of these up so you can see the flame pattern. Like say the WideSea's much smaller, so I think that's obviously going to be the difference in the performance. The other thing is the quality of workmanship is much better in the Jetboil. But with the Jetboil, you're going to be paying, you know, $100 plus, where this one was like 31, 32. If you shop around, I've actually seen the WideSea like on Amazon and I think even on eBay, and they were 50, 60 bucks. So AliExpress definitely has the best buy on these. You have to shop around if you're interested in going this one, especially if you're interested in going cheap or inexpensive. So, but you can see that the quality is much better, much more refined. This one's kind of bulky. I think this is more modeled after the original Jetboil, which I think it did have these little ear thingies down here. I don't know what they were for, but the new one's a little sleeker. Makes it easier to get at the, well, I don't know if it is or not. Maybe it's easier to get to the piezo igniter. They both have piezo igniters, so that's the two there. So let's just go ahead and fire these two off, and you can compare the how the burners look. So let's go ahead and do that. Yep, make sure we're still running here. There's the two burners side by side. Let me see if I may zoom in here a little bit. There we go. Have a little closer look at the two burns. I brought you back up. I'm going to turn these off. You can tell the Jetboil is a lot louder. A lot more going through it. Okay, that's the burner comparison. You can also see that the size difference is a little bit. This the WideSea is a little bit wider than the Jetboil, just for comparison. In fact, it seems to, see if we can, oops, get around here and move this around the camera. You can see that. Also, the Jetboil has a lot more fins on the heat exchanger than the WideSea. All fairly similar. That's why I kind of call this a Jetboil type and not a complete rip-off or knockoff. Size-wise, the Jetboil is just a hair taller. Oops, sorry, just a hair taller, and the pot itself, again, is just a little bit. The WideSea is just a little bit wider than the Jetboil, because this burner will not fit inside the Jetboil cup. Why you'd ever exchange it, but that's just if you just for idle curiosity. Let's see, I can't think of anything else if I remember off the set, but I'm going to go ahead and set up the burn. Like I said before, I'm going to set up a boil test on the Jetboil here first, and then like I said, I'm just going to splice in the burn I did the other day when I reviewed this WideSea pot afterwards. So I'll go ahead and get things set up and get right back to you. Oh, one other thing, I commented when I did the WideSea video on the Jetboil. I don't know if you can see that in there or not, but the 2 cup mark is down. Just measure real quick. It's about 3 inches from the top of the pot. So it's got a lot of head space. I'm not sure why they do that. You could probably put more in there, but like I said, this thing's pretty vigorous. In fact, when it gets to boiling, I'll take the lid off and we can look at how vigorous the boil is on this sucker. Jetboil is a good name for this thing. All right, I'm all set up. I've got 2 cups of 58-degree water in the pot. So let's go ahead and fire this off. Whoops. We're off. Going pretty quick. I'll go ahead, as always, turn this off and get back to you when we get a little closer to a boil. Okay, getting close. You can see the colors changed on this little sensor here. Whoop, now it's boiling like crazy and it says 209. This thing's really shaking and steam's coming off of it. Oh yeah, it's roar and boil here. I don't know why it says only 211. Come on, come on. It doesn't want to go up to 212 today. But it's obviously a rolling boil. We'll just go ahead and call it quits here. All right, looks like it was about, well, the rolling boil came on about the 3:30 mark. I'll go back and have to look at the exact on that. But it took a little longer than I thought. I guess usually when I don't have the thermometer, obviously, when I'm on the boat, I usually wait till it gets up here and I hear that thing start to boil, so it's pretty fast. So anyway, so that's it for the Jetboil. So now I'll just splice in the boil test from WideSea. Okay, I have the heat exchanger pot all set up. I've got 2 cups of 58-degree water. So let's fire it up and see how long it takes. Okay, I'll get back to you when we get closer to a boil. Okay, getting close. 208 degrees in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Water's starting to boil in the pot. 3 minutes and 42 seconds. All right, sum it up. That was very interesting. I was surprised. I say I've never tested the Jetboil. I was just on feelings, and it's not as fast as I thought it was. Maybe because I'm distracted when I'm on the boat. It just goes quicker. You know, the old watch pot never boils syndrome. But just to recap, the Jetboil, it's 16 ounces at 58 degrees. It boiled in 3 minutes and 25 seconds. Now the WideSea, same thing, 16 ounce at 58 degrees. It boiled in 3 minutes and 42 seconds. So, you know, you're only talking about a 23-second difference, or less than that, difference in the 2 boil times. So, even with the different burner and the whole 9 yards, it wasn't that much faster. So, and also this has more heat exchangers than this one. That didn't really seem to make a whole, not a significant amount of difference, not price wise. So, how long will these last? I don't know. Anybody could say as far as durability and lasting, but you know, if you're just looking for an inexpensive of this style kit, where I think the plus feature of this style stove is it attaches to the burner, which gives you really good stability, and they do perform very well. They boil pretty fast compared to just a standard pot on a burner. In fact, as mentioned another previous video, which will be in the description, I did do a comparison between this WideSea pot with the heat exchanger and the WideSea pot with no heat exchanger. Same size pot, volume wise, and same material, hard anodized aluminum. And this one actually burned about a minute faster than without. So these heat exchangers do work, and I don't think that you have that much of a weight penalty for having them on there. I think the weight you're going to save in fuel over time if you're going on a long trip. So anyway, so if you're looking at this type, it's pretty good. I guess in the end, just whatever you get, I guess just personal taste and whatever you can afford, or any bargains you can find. Because I know Fire Maple and I don't know, there's a couple of different manufacturers out there. Just get out on, just go to Google and go to eBay and AliExpress and around and Amazon and shop around if you're interested in this type of stove. So I don't know what else to say about this. I've probably bored you guys to tears. So I hope you enjoyed the videos, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.